Final week 5 game of
Uh-huh.
this week. We got very crazy game here. Just
No,
kidding, it's
dude, you
not
don't even
crazy.
understand. This is going to be a really close game. The 49ers all day have been making so many transactions, you have no idea. It's going to be such an amazing game.
Yeah, anyway, we have the 0-4 49ers at the 3-1 Patriots today. So, yeah, this is just as you expect, probably an easy win for the Patriots unless the 49ers could pull something out of their ass.
I disagree.
Today the 49ers have been saying they might not have enough and might forfeit. Who knows if there will be a game, but we will see. Last week the 49ers lost by 1 point to the Broncos. Their defense was really good. Their offense was shit. It was just a shitty game last week, but their defense has been the bright spot. And then the Patriots last week came off a win off of the Buccaneers. Yeah, it was the Buccaneers, and they destroyed them. Anyway,
Yeah. So, this is
um,
going to be a good game. Well, maybe not good, but I feel like both teams are going to progress in what they're trying to do, so it's going to be a good game for both teams, I feel like. I feel like the 49ers, I feel like they finally made a base and a ground of what they should go off of going on to another week, which every single week, well, I mean, week 2 is probably going to be that until they let someone get 2 onside kicks in a row and kind of sealed the game for them. So it kind of just ended that way. But at the end of the day, I feel like the 49ers have finally reached some sort of ground they can come off of. Do I see them winning this game? No. But do I see them maybe getting close to winning this game? Yes. I see them potentially getting close. And if they do have a good strat today, I feel like they can really pull it off. But their defense isn't that bad. I wouldn't say their defense is terrible. They have been able to keep points to a low minimum, unlike other teams like the Buccaneers, who have two teams go 70 points a game. So they've been they're kind of like the Bucks. Besides, they have decent defense, which is more than what most people can do. Most teams have been able to do. So I mean, that's probably the brightest side of their game, the defense. So it really comes up to how their offense performs this week.
mm, I think for the 49ers to win today, they're just gonna have it's not, their chances of
Just
winning are
not
low,
have
but it's
Mr.
never
Cat at
impossible.
quarterback.
I don't think he'll even be here today, so
Ah,
I think they're having 3 players show up. It's gonna be Mike Russ, HZ, and Assault. I think that's all. So this will probably be a very shitty game, but for them to win, they're just gonna have to find a way to win off their defense, get some interceptions, score. I think running the ball will be their strongest point today. They're just gonna have to find a way to run it a little bit more than passing it. Try to get open. I guess
mhm.
this Patriots defense has been pretty good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and for the Patriots to win today, just they gotta continue what they've been doing. They've only lost once, and that was week 1. And Taka's has only lost 1 game in his career. He's just been a super good coach for this team. Bubby's been a little bit better since getting Jason here. Jason's been very good. Jason played the 49ers for the beginning of the season. Now he's playing against them today. Bubby and Jason have been a really good duo ever since last season, so that's up to his game. Bubby has been playing better at defense, in my opinion. He had a pick six against the Broncos a couple weeks ago. He's just been playing better. Yeah. Another person I think will go off today is Gia. I love Gia.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's clear. One of our broadcasters, they're a little bit excited right now. Their antenna is popping out of their pants just by the name of Gia. It's such a recognizable and legendary name across the league. It's been going across the league like a wildfire. Realistically, though, I see Gia only getting 2 receptions this game, but I do agree she'll have a somewhat decent game.
False.
But yeah, the Patriots defense is really good. They've always been able to keep a sort of good side. I feel like the only time Bubby had a bad game was definitely against the Bucks, because most of the time we were seeing a lot of people open on his side. But even then, he wasn't even terrible. It was just a mediocre game by Bubby. So he's not inconsistent at all, I'd say. And you have Yeet, who's arguably the best middle linebacker in the league. He's almost never letting up a bunch of touchdowns through his side. I mean, he's able to lurk. He's able to make plenty of moves that he needs to make. Last week, he had an amazing interception on Badger, an amazing lurk, being able to spot someone who's open, get to it, which I feel like is a strong suit. him being able to see who's open and then instantly getting to them. Because I feel like a lot of middle linebackers just go for the sack. Well, he doesn't force a pick, try to get a pick, but he does make sure if you throw that there, you're gonna give me an interception. So, and when you have Bubby's offense, oh, okay, okay, I see what's
She's a
going on here.
ducky.
Oh, yeah. But with Bubby's offense, he leads it. He lags a bit, which might be their downfall because the 49ers defense isn't that terrible. But they haven't really faced a huge team that can throw the ball downfield 70 yards a play. So that might be their downfall. Because a lot of defenses have been doing worse over offenses that can throw the ball 50 yards a play against others who can only throw it maybe 10, 15, 20 yards. And that's what Bubby always loves to do. Run out of the pocket, get away from the middle linebacker, and get away. And I'd say the 49ers' only problem on defense is the middle linebacker. So he might be having a rough day today.
Mhm. Yeah, this is gonna be a very good game for
Very
the
hard-working
Patriots.
game.
Yeah. 49ers season is practically over. The only win I could see them winning is they almost beat the
If they
Broncos,
lose
but
this game, they're out. It's official. It's
not
physically, well, almost.
necessarily.
Well, if
I'd
they
say if
lose
they
this
lose
game
next
and
week,
another.
they lose this game, and then next week they're out. Because the
No,
Broncos
no,
only have
because
2
if they
wins, and
lose
there's
this game,
still
no, even if they win
3 more
tomorrow,
games left.
no, because the thing is, if they lose this game and even if they win, not tomorrow, next week, they have to have the Bucks and Broncos lose. So
Yeah.
that's going to be
But
really
they've
hard.
struggled.
But honestly,
They're
it's
only at
not that
88
bad.
points scored total this season, so they're gonna have the
They
tiebreakers.
have
It's
to
gonna hurt
take the
them.
lead. They can't win a tiebreaker
They're
in this league.
they're not gonna catch up. The Broncos are almost at 200 points scored. Bucks are nearing 200. The 49ers haven't even scored over 100 points this season, so
Yeah.
they're not gonna catch up at this rate because they only
So a
score 3 touchdowns a game.
Broncos or Bucks win kind of guarantees they lose
Their playoff
and they
chances,
don't
I would
win.
say, are 10%. That's
No, because they're
real,
probably at
man.
0 at this point because unluckily
Zero
for
would
the
be
schedule.
zero would mean they're not
No,
officially
just
out.
because another Broncos and Bucks win means they lose. And Week 8, unfortunately for them, is a Broncos Bucks game, so one of them is gonna win. So that kind of means, well, if one of them win, they're fucked. So, I guess there's
Yeah.
like a 5% chance, but with the Broncos or Bucks win, they're pretty much fucked. And unluckily for them, Week 8 is Broncos versus Bucks. So that's really ironic.
Yeah, this has been a very disappointing season for the 49ers. They came in with a pretty much a new team, new
I
coaches,
mean, they literally drafted Wavy
high,
first overall.
yeah,
What did
and
they?
they
Or
cut
first
him.
pick? Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, what
they
did they
had high
expect?
praise with their players. The coaches were praising the players, saying that they were really good and that Cat was a super coach. I'm not saying he's a bad coach, but their players just weren't ready for this league. I think it's just different from what they've
No, I think
experienced.
they're just they were
They are used to just
really
lobs,
they were
and
really
that league's
cocky.
just not this.
Yeah, they're really cocky, and they had a really big attitude to how they wanted to do things. So when they found out
Let's
they
go,
had to do things
Jason!
different, Jason. Oh, I own him by the way. Just letting you all know. But whether or not, no matter ready or not for the 49ers, this game is going to happen, or they will lose automatically. So they need to get their asses ready to play, or
Also, something I
they
want to
might just
say
fall
is,
this week.
if the Patriots do end up winning today, which they most likely will, there's going to be a 3-way tie going in week 6 of 3-4-1 teams, which is super crazy. I don't think we've had that in a long time.
Yeah,
And the season's
closest
nearing its
was season
end.
3.
Yeah, 3-4-1 teams fighting for that one seed. It's just crazy. They're all obviously going to make the playoffs most likely, so it's just the battle of seeding for
Yeah.
them. And then the Broncos and Bucks are fighting for that 4 seed. Broncos are hanging on though, at this rate. So it's good. And then the 49ers are basically every game they play, it's just a free win unless they step it up. They've had 2 games this season where they should have almost won. Broncos and Bucks, which yeah. Anyway, who do you think will be
Yeah.
the MVP for both teams?
I don't think there's. I'm gonna be the first one to say this. I don't think there's gonna be a single MVP for the 49ers. I think they're gonna do dog shit. I think none of them are gonna have good stats. I think they're gonna be terrible. I don't think a single one of them will ever look amazing in this game. So I don't think you could give an MVP to anyone besides their head coach. That's gonna probably not be there, just because you won't have anything negative to say about him because he's not gonna be there. I think that's it. That's the only person you realistically could get MVP to. But to give MVP to the Patriots, I think you're gonna say Gia. I know you are. It's clear. I think it's gonna be Jay Season. I think Bubby's gonna for some reason throw a pick, and I think Jay Season's gonna get multiple interceptions, probably 4 or 5. And I think he's going to. That's probably around 2. I think. But he's probably gonna get a lot of receptions. He's gonna get open a lot. He's gonna have multiple receiving touchdowns. He's gonna have elite defense. And he's gonna be the exact reason why the 49ers are in a slump, and why the Patriots are winning every single game now after losing week 1. It's going to be huge. And I do really like the fact that last season, there was about 4 teams, right? Well, maybe 3 because the Broncos were out. 3 teams that were going to either make the playoffs or not make the playoffs. This time around, we already have only probably around the same. So I'm glad that it's not that different because now we only have 3 teams that are making the playoffs. And this time we have about probably 3 that maybe will make the playoffs. So it's really good really even.
Yeah, alright. So I'm going to go... Oh, let me teleport this salt kid. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to go for the 49ers, Mike Russ. He's been kind of just one of their best players. He's been the one that gets the ball the most, and I laid a salt yesterday when he played for the Dolphins and was cut last night. He was shit. The quarterback said hike. He didn't move at all. And then it turned out to be a FedEx interception because there was only one receiver moving. And that's when the coach literally kicked him from the game and cut him right there on the spot.
Wait, what happened? What happened?
So yesterday, Fish said hike in the second quarter.
Oh, yeah.
And then he threw an interception. And then Fish, the next drive, threw another interception. But it just, late assault seems really dumb.
Oh, yeah, Assault. I know that guy.
Yeah, he was on the Dolphins. Talked a lot of shit. But anyway, yeah, I was on the 49ers playing his second week 5 game. He's playing 2 week 5 games. I don't think that's been done this season.
He got to play 2 games in a row. Congrats to that man. He's on
I don't know if that's a good thing though, but
I mean, his bones are going to break after today, man.
Yeah, have to play 2 week 5 games.
He's like Baker Mayfield from last year. He's playing through them injuries. Everybody's got a torn ACL.
Yeah, and then anyway, I think for the Patriots it'll be Jason. Jason's just been good at getting super open. Every week since he's been here, he's been open. Even with the 49ers, he was their best receiver, and he wasn't played enough. The coaches aren't smart. So I just think he'll literally burn through that defense and have a field day. I think it'll just be bad. And then finally, what do you think the score prediction will be?
I think it's going to be 58 to 12. Patriots winning. I think they're going to absolutely blow them out. I do think the 49ers defense will stop them from going to 70s like how the Bucks don't do. But I don't think they'll have an offense to be able to score and being able to progress off of that defense. So because of that, I'm going to say that's probably going to be the score. And if I'm 1 or 2 points off, I'm going to kill myself. But Jay Season, I agree with that. Because he's, honestly, my hot take, he's going to be Offensive Player of the Year. And potentially Defensive Player of the Year if he keeps this.
Yeah, last game, I don't do score predictions for my games, but the Ravens-Bucks game, I got that score pretty spot on. I said Ravens 70s, Bucks 20s score range. Let's see if I can go for 2 for 2 here. I think it'll be maybe just as bad as it was last week. The 49ers are missing their best defender, Vapex, and he obviously was a strong point. They don't really have a quarterback. I'm going to have to go, I think the 49ers only score 1 touchdown, and it'll be 49ers 6, Patriots
Oh my God.
I think it'll be an absolute blowout. I think it'll be the biggest blowout we've seen this season.
But even worse. Even worse.
Yeah, I think the 49ers score 1 touchdown or maybe none at all.
There's no way they score no touchdown, but I respect it. You must have balls of steel.
This is a horrible offense. They have no quarterback.
Hey, listen, I respect you because you must have balls of steel to say they're not only going to score once. Because anything could happen.
I think they'll just get a lucky touchdown, just a garbage time touchdown. It means nothing.
Maybe. Yeah, I could see that happening, but I do see them getting 2 with no point conversions. And I see the Patriots.
I don't think they've gotten any point conversions this season.
Yeah, and they almost tied the game last time if they got the point conversion. latest song.
This is the
Y'all
guy
about
that
to
got
get blown
cut
out,
because he
bozos.
didn't move on hike.
Yeah,
Can't believe
y'all
this
about to
is the
get
guy.
blown out, bozos.
Alright, well anyway, the game will be starting shortly. We'll see if this happens, but there's 2 players here. See you guys then. They just need one more and it could start. Hold on, let me end this stupid ass.